What's up, guys? Welcome back. In today's video we got a kind of like a part 2 for series of yesterday's video, because this team is just so good and I'm really liking it. And I actually went 3-2, 3-2 in the next 2 sets after this one, so like I had a really good run with this team. So yeah, let's just get right into it and look at the battles. By the way, Meteoro Mash is a pretty good move. You got to use a special elite TM for that. And yeah, it's pretty OP. So I felt like I was winning too much, so I TM'd it back to Meteor Mash, and we'll see how we do with it. But our first opponent, I almost force quit because I saw the outfit and I was freaking out. I was like, oh crap, Jesus' alt account. But anyways, we lead into a Swampert, and I legit was worried about this opponent. I wasn't sure. I had a Fairy lead. I didn't want to lead into a Melmetal, but luckily it was Swampert, and I tried to switch out to tank the Hydro Cannon. It kind of worked, even though I was the timing wasn't great. So I go for the Grass Knot, and they have to shield. They're forced to shield. They switch out into Gyarados, and I'm going for the debuff. So hopefully we can get it, and we do get it. So off to a great start, man. My luck this day was like so good. Everything was working for me for the most part. So we shield up that Crunch because I don't want to take the super effective damage. Even though it was debuffed, I didn't want to kind of play around too much with it. Plus I was hoping I could survive this matchup, but I decided to let this one go through and we don't get KO'd, so I'm going for the Grass Knot. Hopefully this KOs, but yeah, so this does KO. So we win the secondary matchup, which is huge in PvP because you have your switch advantage lined up properly. And this surprised me. I was able to get to not one, but actually 2 Grass Knots. Had I known that, I would have gone for the Moonblast, but I didn't know at the time. I thought those Psycho Cuts were going to faint me down, but they didn't. So that was very interesting. I didn't realize that. So, so I could have gone for Moonblast there, but anyways, we still have the switch advantage. So we come back in with the Clefable. Definitely don't want to come in with the Poliwrath there. Or wait. Is that what I was using? I think so. Anyways, Meteor Mash. Yeah, Meteor Mash. Probably should have gone Moonblast, but I wasn't sure if I was going to make it to the charge move. And I'm getting some frame skipping here on my playback here. Anyways, I go into Sack Swap again for the Hydro Cannon because I didn't want to get hit with it with Clefable. And so we pulled it off successfully. And now we're going to have to take an Earthquake. This Swampert had a ton of energy, which is why you're going to see it throw a lot of charge moves at me. I went back and counted to make sure everything was legit, which it was. And so, yeah, we're going to get hit after one more Mud Shot. We're going to get hit with this Hydro Cannon, and that'll knock us out. And then we come back in. Wait, oh, he was undercharging. Okay, so he was trying to undercharge, and it didn't quite work out. So we ended up finishing off with Clefable. So great first match. We're actually 6-0 so far with this team because we just went 5-0 in the prior set and won again. So let's see how we can keep this up. Ah, crap, Melmetal lead. So we're gonna switch out immediately into Poliwrath, and I know I'm gonna probably get stuck, but they have a Gyarados, which isn't too bad. And interesting fact about this matchup, I looked up on PvPoke, I looked up the damage per energy of both of these charge moves. Ice Punch is only 0.02 more efficient than Dynamic Punch. So if you wanted to do a little bit more damage, Dynamic Punch will do about 9 more damage for about 10 more energy. But if you're like close to knocking it out, you could go for the Dynamic Punch, and there's no problem with doing that. It's not like it's the worst move. They're both equally fine. But if you can get more charge moves off with Ice Punch, then that's probably the way to go. So that's kind of what I was doing at this point in time. I was just going straight Ice Punches. So I wasn't sure if Dynamic Punch was resisted or not. So I just went straight Ice Punch. And then they switch out. And so they switched out right after I switched out. So they had a good switch there. They're going to catch my Cresselia with their Melmetal. But the thing is, with this matchup, Melmetal is not as tanky as Registeel. So if you get like a debuff like we just did, you can actually beat, in an even shield scenario, you can actually beat Melmetal, I'm pretty sure. Especially if you have to get one of the debuffs though, because otherwise you'll lose. But yeah, just because I was using Melmetal today and I almost lost to Cresselia a couple times, and I was like, dang, I didn't realize just how bulky. I mean, Cresselia is so bulky. So Yeah, and Melmetal is not, so it's that's kind of where Cresselia catches up there. So anyways, we're going for the Moonblast again, and they switched out into Gyarados, which was a good switch, and then they come in with Giratina, so we're just going to counter switch. We're just going to switch on Clefable, and this is going to be pretty much good games here. We're going to be able to farm. We're going to farm this up a lot, and they're not going to be able to do much. And so I'm anticipating them quitting because, yeah, I have a full charge move ready to go. And yeah, they quit. So we win that one, and we're 7-0 with this team, 2-0 in this set. And I think this is the match that I lose, and we'll see what happens. What went wrong here? So we have a Swampert lead again. I think in hindsight, I should have stopped trying to get cute with it. I should have just stayed in that matchup because Charm does a ton of damage. And what switching did was it allowed them to, you know, counter switch to Registeel, and this is not the situation you want to be in. We didn't get a debuff, and so, yeah, this is a very, very uphill battle here. I could opt, like, to shield and see if I can get, like, some debuffs after this, but that's a really risky play to give up shields just to try to hope for that debuff. And even if you do get it, you're not guaranteed to win, so I don't really know this matchup with the debuffs that well. I do know that you will lose under normal circumstances. So yeah, the Registeel is just definitely going to just go straight Flash Cannon on us, and there's not going to be much we can do. And we didn't get, I don't think we got any debuffs there, so our luck was not great in this match. So now we come in with Poliwrath, and they try to sack swap their Giratina, and then I counter switch with Clefable. So now we're kind of looking okay, but yeah, let's see what happens here. So we get hit with Shadow Sneak. We're both conserving our shields. At this point, I'm anticipating they'll have to shield because this is going to do super effective damage, and we have Stab. And they don't shield. That was interesting. So they're saving their shields, probably for Registeel, which is a really good strategy if you have Registeel. I've seen a lot of people do that, just saving shields for Registeel because it has such good finisher moves that you want to make sure you keep it alive. So I think that's what they were doing here. And then I come in with Poliwrath and trying to just get a shield or something. I do finally get a shield from them, and they're gonna have to. Now here they bait me, so I guessed incorrectly. So this is kind of where I start to lose the match. I incorrectly guessed the Hydro Cannon, then I predicted another Hydro Cannon, and it was Earthquake. And so now those two charge moves really put me at a disadvantage. So I get their second shield, but it might be a little bit too late here because my Poliwrath is just so low in health that even a Flash Cannon from Registeel, which is not effective, it'll be able to finish me off. So that one was a little bit more luck, but like I didn't play it perfectly well. I should have played it better in the beginning. But you know, had we got some debuffs, had we guessed those shield baits, we could have still won that. But yeah, well played by my opponent. Definitely was playing solid. Otherwise, he wouldn't have won that. He was playing really good. So anyways, next match we got a Registeel lead. I don't even know how we won this match, to be honest. But we counter switched this time to Cresselia because, you know, I didn't want to give up my best counter right away. So, and we get the debuff. And watch what happens here, because this is kind of obnoxious. But so we get hit with Blast Burn. I don't shield. I go with the Moonblast again. And we get the debuff again 2 times in a row. And so now I really don't want to waste any shields here. I know this will still do like a little bit of a chunk damage, but I just don't want to waste a shield on that. And especially because I can get to another Moonblast. And watch, okay, and we get another debuff. So we have 3 in a row. And at this point, I really kind of wanted to shield so I can get another Moonblast off, but I didn't want to. But they ended up throwing Dragon Claw, which did like no damage because of the triple debuff. So I have enough time to get to a 4th Moonblast, and we don't get lucky on the 4th time. But man, 3 in a row, that's almost never happened to me. And fun fact, that happened against me like twice today, or after this. It was just not good. But anyways, yeah, it's crazy when they get that lucky. It's almost unfair. But anyways, back to this match. We have Poliwrath going for the Dynamic Punch. They shield, and we have enough time, no matter what this attack is, I can shield it. Even if it's a Flash Cannon bait, I can still shield and get to a Dynamic Punch. Also, Focus Blast won't KO you from this range. It'll do like 55-60% damage So I have plenty of health that I could tank one if I wanted to. And then they come in with Lapras, which is perfect. We could just dynamic punch that down. They realize it, and then they quit. So now we're in the final match against Zeus Gree. So maybe he's from Greece or something. Anyways, not a good lead again. We're not catching the good leads here. So yeah, they stay in, and you know, they could land a Drill Run. I don't think Mega Horn would be a good move to throw, but Drill Run does a ton of damage. I didn't know that. So then I switch out because I'm like, okay, I don't know if I want to waste my Clefable. And then they counter switch to Togekiss. So now, yeah, I should have switched to Cresselia, I think. But then the reason I didn't, I think because Escavalier had some energy built up, I didn't want to get hit with a Mega Horn. So I switched to Poliwrath this time, but they had a perfect counter for it. And so at least I draw a shield, so that was positive. So now I can come in with Cresselia. I have some energy stored up on the Clefable, so I'm going to keep that energy just in the back pocket just in case. And I have 2 shields, so we're not out yet. If I can get some debuffs or if I can get some sort of luck here, we can maybe pull this out of our butt here and we get a debuff. So that is perfect because I can farm it down, not take as much damage from the charms. And okay, we have a shot. We got a shield advantage. We have a Giratina, so this is definitely going to do super effective damage. We'll see if we can get the last shield. And we don't, so we do hit him for super effective. And either of my Pokemon here are going to be good against the Giratina. So really I'm just worried about how can I get rid of the Escavalier. Now, because Moonblast has Stab on my Clefable, I can do a ton of damage because Escavalier is not that bulky. So if I can get to this Moonblast, this is going to do a ton of damage. They're going to basically be forced to shield. And so they do shield. That would have probably KO'd from there. But watch this charm damage. It's just so real. This guy was trying to farm me up, but couldn't because charm is just so powerful. Even though it was resisted there, it just did so much damage. So we had the energy stored up from Cresselia, and yeah, we somehow pulled this win out. I don't know how. That was kind of crazy. But yeah, Clefable, man, the charm damage is so real with Clefable. Yeah, so if you have a Togekiss or a Clefable, I've seen people run double fairies multiple times, and it's a very effective strategy just because of how much damage it does. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video. This set put us up to 2659, which was at this point our highest we've been. And so, yeah, if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Tomorrow's video should be the KO compilation. I'm just going through some more clips to see which ones I want to put in there. I'm still going to commentate on it like I do normal. It's going to be a normal video. It's just going to have some more fun battles to watch. So, yeah, hope you guys like it. Hope you guys have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.